Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss a video from us.
Hello everyone, today we have with us Mr. Ioan Solderea, a seasoned quality and test automation engineer with over 10 years of experience in QA software testing and 1.5 years of user training and user acceptance testing experience. Ioan has worked in senior capacities as QA engineer at MSG Systems Romania Small Footprints and presently working as lead quality assurance engineer at Blue Beyond in Germany. Ioan is also a Cyprus ambassador, YouTuber, blogger and speaker to help people learn more about testing and automation frameworks. Welcome sir to this expert interview series, and we seek your guidance to learn more about this subject and share your experiences with our viewers.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm really looking forward to the interview. I hope your viewers will like what they hear from my side.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. So let me start with the questions. So my first question to you is, what does a day look like in the life of a quality assurance engineer?
Well, it depends a little bit on the day. I have days where I have a lot of meetings, so a lot of daily scrums, requirements meetings, a little bit of managerial meetings. But if I were to put it in a few words for like a normal day, so at the beginning of the day I have I have the meetings with the team. Then we go all about and do our tasks in different projects. So either testing features, looking for bugs, trying to view fixes. If the project requires automation, then we do that as well as part of the process. And we try to, at the end of the day, to do a little bit of a sync. So like a end of the day stand up, if you like. But yeah, that's usually how a normal day goes like. So meetings, testing, automating, and doing a review at the end.
Okay, that's great. And can you tell me a bit more about how do you keep yourself updated about the latest technology and trends?
Well, I'm part of a couple of communities. So, for example, Ministry of Testing. Like you said, I'm a Cyprus ambassador, so I always check our Discord channels for Cyprus to see what issues people have, what's new. I also read a blog that's mostly in India, Lambda Test. So on the one hand, reading a lot. So and here and there I have some YouTube channels that I like to follow. For example, Evil Tester. If you don't know Evil Tester, then you're missing out on a lot of really nice content. But yeah, reading and YouTubing. That's how I try to keep up to date. And of course, if I have the time and whenever I get a chance, I try to attend conferences, testing conferences, where you see what people are talking about, what are the newest trends, what are the questions that pop up at the moment in the testing world. So those would be my top 3 ways of keeping up to date.
Oh, that's great, man. That's great. So this is a little bit technical question. Uh, is automated testing making manual testing obsolete?
I would say definitely not. So regardless of, from my opinion, regardless of what you read or what you hear, you will always need manual testers. And although, to put it correctly, there's the term tester. There shouldn't be the term test or automator or manual tester. It's testing. So
Okay.
whether your role at the beginning or at the point in your life implies more manual testing, that does not mean you will not have that role. So you can start with manual testing, you evolve, and in the end you will do manual and you will do also automation. But from my opinion, it will never come a day where you have only automated testing. Because if you need, or in order to be able to be a person who has good automated tests, you need to understand the process, you need to understand the product, and in order to do that, you need to do the work manually. So those two are always better together, and it will always work together for, I would say, the next maybe 100 years. Who knows?
Wow.
It's been like that since 50 years, and I think it's going to be like that also in the future.
Wow, that's amazing. Uh, so can you tell me that how do you select a test case for automation?
Well, on the one hand, you need to see, okay, is this test case repeatable? So can you automate? Because not everything can be automated.
Hmm.
And that's one thing. A lot of people think, okay, we have automated testing, then we can, like you said, we don't need manual. That's false. So you will also need manual, and you take a test that takes you a lot of time, and that you can automate. It In general, it is usually part of the regression suite. In general, it doesn't have to be, but in general, that's the case. So you have a test that takes a lot of time that you run on each regression. And if you're able to have or to run the test in an automated fashion, that will save you time, that will provide you faster feedback. And like I said before, it will let you perform manual tasks or exploratory tasks. So as long as it can take your time and put it to a better use, to put it in more complex scenarios, then that's how I take my scenarios. So it has to be reproducible, it has to take a lot of time for me,
Hmm.
and it has to bring me value once I automate it.
Okay. So, which tool do you think is suitable for automation testing of mobile applications?
It depends. There are a lot of tools on the market, a lot of open source tools, and a lot of commercial tools. I, for one, am a little bit old school, so I'm an Appium fan. Appium,
Okay.
so that's the one I usually use when I need to do mobile automation. But there are also a lot of other commercial tools that that can help you. That you need to do. That can help you to do mobile automation. It depends on your situation. If you want to have a tool that works and people have used it in for more than almost 10 years now, then Appium is your tool. If you want something new, if you want to experiment, then have a look in the market. There are a lot of tools which also cost a lot of money, but will help you do mobile automation.
Okay. So it depends on the situation exactly. That what exactly are you looking for?
It that's my yeah. It depends a lot on the situation. Also, you may be doing only Android testing,
Hmm.
and you don't need then iOS. So there's then other tools specific to Android. The same goes for iOS. If you need to do only iOS
Mm-hmm.
automation, then your tools differ. But Appium works in both cases. So
Okay.
that's why I would recommend that.
All right. So, how does automation testing integrate with DevOps?
Well, it's getting in in the way that you as a test automation or as a tester in general need to be more involved in also the DevOps world. So you need to be able to create or configure your own builds.
Right.
So either you do it or you are able to tell a DevOps engineer what you need, but you need to understand what is there, because the the usually a DevOps engineer is more focused on just creating the jobs, on just configuration. You need to tell the person, I need this job with this configuration to run this often and to provide me this feedback. And it is what I've seen in the market, that you need to go into that direction, to understand more more about DevOps, to understand more about what it is. So to be like a test slash DevOps mini DevOps engineer, it's actually fun, and since testers like to learn new things and like to explore, to experiment, it's definitely a direction that I would recommend people having a look at. So looking into DevOps and learning more what's behind the specific Jenkins job, if you want. So how does it get the code? How where do you tell it to build? Where you tell it to send the results and so forth.
Okay, I understand. So, can you tell me a bit about what are the tools and techniques to learn in automation testing?
Well, it depends again a lot on what you're doing, a lot on your projects. If I were to make, let's say, a path, I would say don't don't go tools firstly. Go more about skills. So learn about if you're starting with testing, the easiest thing to start with would be to do web testing, web automation. Once you have mastered this, once you know how to check what's happening in the browser, once you're familiar with locators, CSS, networks, then you can go ahead and search for a tool. But the tool is not important. What is
Okay.
important is that you understand what's going on in the browser, that you understand um, how a browser communicates with the server, that you understand backend and frontend. And once you have that, the normal transition would be to start and invest more time in API testing. So you do browser, then API, and then if you want or if you can in your project, like you said, mobile. So those would be the free. And once you have this free mastered, the transition usually goes into two directions. So learning about performance testing.
Hmm.
That's a whole different spectrum of testing with its own tools, its own, let's say, curriculum, its own complexity. And one of the most complex ones that it's usually done in the end is security testing.
Okay.
So if you want to do it gradually and to transition from easiest to hardest, from my point of view, you would have web testing, API, mobile, performance, and then security.
Okay. Yes, yes, I understand. So, Ion, what is your advice for freshers who wish to get into this field?
Well, I have two or three advices. First one is don't get in the field for the money.
Okay.
Don't get in the field for the money. The money will come if you enjoy what you are doing.
Okay.
So that's what I say to my friends, to family who want to get into this. Don't do it for the money. Do it because you want to do it. Do it because you are attracted by the field, that you feel inspired, that you feel motivated to do it. Once you have that, very important thing in testing, patience. Be
Okay.
patient. You will have a lot of stress. You will have a lot of repetitive work. You have regression testing. You have now we're living in a world where you have releases either one time a day or more times a day. So you have be to do a lot. So patience.
Hmm.
Then find or find yourself a community. Find yourself, like you asked me before, how do I keep motivated? For example, if you're really new to testing, then what I said before, Ministry of Testing and Lambda Test, really good resources that help you find your way. If you're lost, you can ask questions, you find articles, you find people willing to help you.
Yeah.
And what else? I would say the last thing would be like again, coming back to a question that you asked. Don't learn a specific tool. Although people will say, if you go into test automation, Selenium, you need to learn Selenium. No, that's not. You need to learn testing. You need to understand what you're doing. You need to understand, like I said, web automation or you need to understand how the browser works. You need to understand um, what are all these tabs in the developer tools. What does the network tab do?
Yeah.
What's the DOM? What's HTML? These things are more important than being able to learn Selenium. Selenium, if you understand everything else, then Selenium is easy to understand because you have a lot of videos, books, websites with a specific tool. That's the tool. That's the means to an end. But being able to understand what you test is way more important than saying I'm a master at Selenium. Perfect. You have a test, or you have 1,000 tests, and you have 1 million bucks because your tests do not know what to test.
Hmm. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, Eon. I think that was all the questions from my side. It was great interacting with you, and I'm sure our viewers will love watching this video because you gave a lot of insights into automation testing as a career and as a job.
Thank you for having me. And if you, also to your viewers, if you want to connect with me, you find me on LinkedIn, you find me on Ministry of Testing, you find me on YouTube, and just pop in, ask a question, and I usually answer. So, again, thank you for having me, and have a good one.
Have a good day, Eon. Thank you so much.
Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss a video from us.